It is life-changing, but you have to stay with it for 12 weeks. Yes, you will feel some benefits after 4 weeks. Like after 4 weeks, you'll notice that your nails go really strong and hard. You'll notice that your sleep is better like 6 weeks in.
Welcome to Keep It Simple Sexy, where I make wellness advice, well, simple. I'm Christine Bullock, fitness trainer, founder of KO Body Care, and mom of 3 little girls. Welcome to my inner circle of elite experts, doctors, and naturopaths who share actionable steps that you can implement immediately into your life to improve your well-being. This is the Keep It Simple Sexy podcast. This episode is brought to you by KO Body Care, the leader in face-grade body care and supplements for total body wellness. Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Bullock, the host of Keep It Simple Sexy. I hope you're all having a beautiful summer here. Well, I know we can be out in the sun a little bit more out in the environment, but I have some good news. We're going to talk about some cool at-home devices, wellness supplements that will help in pro-aging, preventing this aging that we have, being outside, having some fun, being with our kids, all that kind of stuff. There's no shame in my game. I'm all about feeling and looking my best, as you know. That's what the podcast is all about. And while I don't mind a visit to the doctor to try a professional in-office treatment, there's a huge expense to this, and sometimes I question the long-term side effects to such intense treatments. Luckily, if you want to save a pretty penny on your beauty care, daily at-home practices are more important and really impactful than just the in-office treatments here and there. And this generation has doubly lucked out because we have so much advanced technology available to us for at-home use. I've turned to my at-home beauty devices to ward off the doctor's office and aging most of the time. And there's been many launching lately, from LED masks to microcurrent machines, but one new innovation in particular is causing quite a stir in most skincare obsessed circles. It's a brand called Lyma Life, and they debuted with a medical grade supplement engineered to promise your body to look and feel its best. Users have reported a profound difference in their hair, their skin, their nails, with scores also reporting a deeper and more restful sleep. Well, now they've added an at-home laser, people, that is bringing something wholly unique to the beauty tech space, promising all the power of a medical-grade laser. Well, namely, that's improved skin texture, reduced redness, and fewer fine lines without any downtime, pain, or side effects. Celebrities such as Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, Jessica Simpson, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Kate Hudson have all been cited as huge fans of the Lyma laser, and pre-launch, the Talk of the Town beauty tool had an amassed record-breaking 10,000 name wait list, and I was on that. Today, we have the founder, Lucy Goff, to break down the science of her supermodel supplement and laser device spearheading the beauty tech boom. And in 2012, to go backwards a little bit, tell you a little bit about Lucy. Lucy spent 6 weeks in the hospital battling septicemia after months of consulting with several leading physicians and trying to get back on her feet. A chance meeting with a world-renowned pharmaconutritionist, Dr. Paul Clayton, changed the course of her life. I think it was not chance so much. And subsequently changed the course of the wellness industry. Dr. Clayton prescribed Lucy a protocol using only peer-reviewed, patented ingredients, each dosed at active levels with a rigorous sourcing procedure. Lucy not only felt better, but she uncovered the truth about the supplement industry, which we're going to get into. Lucy left her career in journalism and public relations to set out to change people's lives with the creation of the Lyma supplement. And when it launched in 2018, the supplement sold out and garnered high-profile and celebrity clientele, with the product described as the miracle pills by Vogue and a massive scientific breakthrough by Telegraph, now leading on to the laser as well. Lyma now exists to give everyone the advantage with proven products based on proven science and breakthrough technology. I'm so excited to break this down. Welcome to the show, Lucy.
God, you should come and work for us. That was like the best intro ever.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. And that's on my Monday morning actually here. So
Well,
I'm like,
clearly had a coffee.
My kids, yeah, all weekend. Well, I'm really excited to have you, Joe. I have your products right here. And I've been using them all. And I have to say too, I've been in the beauty business too for 20 plus years, and I've tried so much stuff. And you've created something, a world of it different than what's on the market right now. But before we get into the products, because we're about personal stories, and we're about not really, yes, I love to talk about physically what you're going to get, but it is truly our shows about wellness, because when you feel the best, you ultimately look the best. And that's something that was kind of like the starting point of your story here with the Lyma laser. So can you tell us a little bit about how this all got started in your personal story?
Yeah, I mean, it actually didn't start with the laser. It started with the supplement. And as you said, after I had my daughter in 2012, I had like the world's worst birth. Everything went wrong. It was like a proper emergency. And after I had her, my body was just completely at rock bottom, and it was not expecting septicemia to hit it as well. So
how far out
oh,
were you once that hit?
do you know what? I started to feel really, really ill after, well, I was ill after I had her, but then it just progressively got worse. And I was going back to like the doctors and saying, I just feel so, I'm shivering, like I just feel so bad. And they went, well, you've just had a baby, like you're not supposed to feel great. I'm like, but I can't get out of bed. Like it's just everything's getting worse. And they didn't diagnose it at all. I think because for some reason I didn't have a temperature. Nobody can understand that, but I did not have it. I had septicemia, I did not have a temperature. And it was only when I went to see this, I actually took myself to the hospital. It was 4 weeks after I had her. And the man said, look, just get undressed, let me see what's going on. And he started to draw around my bust, and he was like, okay, you're not leaving this hospital, you've got septicemia, there's black traveling up your body. And I was so far gone, I didn't even notice. um, yeah, it was
Wow.
crazy. And I was in hospital for 6 weeks. And
Wow.
at one point they couldn't find the bacteria that was causing it. And in the end, it was actually just strep. And my body had a reaction to strep, but like a massive allergic reaction almost. Um, and so once I was on the right antibiotics, it totally went. But because I'd had so long of being pumped with medicines, and I had preeclampsia anyway, so I was kind of getting over that. My body was just completely finished, and I was like eating as well as I could. I was taking like a shed load of supplements, and nothing was really working. And it was really my mum in desperation said, let me take you to one of these clinics in Geneva. And we went there, and that was where I bumped into Professor Paul Clayton, who was there on a conference. And I was explaining my story, and he was like, well, supplements are not going to work. They just don't work. There's no legislation in place that means they have to work, so they just don't. But I can introduce you to some ingredients that are patented, and they've basically gone through the same rigorous process that a pharmaceutical drug has gone through to be brought to market. And after taking them, well, initially I thought, well, I'm never going to hear from him again. It was like obviously one of these doctors that you just think, well, he just took pity on me. But like about a week or so later, I got like this package through the post from him, and I was to take 16 tablets every day. And I took them, and 3 weeks later, I was back at work. I just felt myself again.
Wow.
And that was the premise for starting Lyma, because I thought there's so many people like me out there that are suffering unnecessarily, and taking supplements in good faith and believing they're going to work, because why would you think that people were allowed, or brands were allowed, to put something out that doesn't work? And yeah, it was kind of changed the supplement industry forever. It was one formula for men and women, of people of all ages, because it's really a myth that you need to take one supplement if you're a man, one supplement if you're a woman, you know, like one if you're this age, one if you're that age. If something's formulated correctly, is a really powerful anti-inflammatory, because inflammation is where everything starts to go wrong.
Amen.
Then,
Yep.
then you know, it's kind of, you all, I always say, you always sit down and eat the same meal. You know, you don't give, you know, your partner a different meal if it's a different gender to you, or, you know, you all eat the same food. And if you all just have the same supplements, we've all got the same body. We've all got a brain, we've all got blood, we've all got bones, we've all got hormones. And it's just really a testament to how well a supplement is formulated. So many of these supplements are just formulated in a supplement factory. I mean, like, how random
the
is that?
the mass brands, it's just like the worst. I mean, since the time I was a kid, I knew that, you know what I mean? I was like looking for a quality brand instead of just like the next one pumped out by the store, right?
Yeah, but all they're
private label
to
stuff,
sell you what they're going to make the most profit out of.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the ingredients that are in Lyma. It's like an ingredient that you can buy for like $1 and mark it up, you know, that's what you're going to, that's what they're going to make the money from.
It's the same thing with the whole beauty industry right now. And I love that you pinpoint this for our listener who's intelligent to know this and to look back onto what the quality is being put into it, you know? And I think the brand founders are a great way to find that too, and hear what their personal stories are when you're kind of questioning all these, you know, where to turn.
I think kind of, you know, especially at a time in a woman's life like the menopause. I mean, the menopause is like the first time that your body goes through significant change since puberty. And HRT is brilliant. However, it doesn't solve everything. Yeah, it doesn't solve everything. And so that's a time when people are suffering from debilitating symptoms like lack of sleep. Maybe you're really stressed. And you're turning to supplements to solve a medical problem, and you're just being sold a crushed up herb.
Yeah. And what, you know, you've hit on the point too, where you're talking about menopause, one time of life, but there's also, you know, you're saying your supplements meet everything, and you hit on the point of inflammation. And it's so hard for me I'm in my 40s, and
I'm like 50.
Inflammation is such a huge point. Like, I'm just always trying to ward off inflammation. And it's such an unsexy point in talking about it in the beauty industry. But it's like, this is it, guys. But like, okay, let's talk about collagen. Everybody wants to talk about collagen. Everybody wants to talk about these things. But I'm like,
seriously, go eat a salad. Go eat a salad.
But inflammation, you could be taking your collagen supplement, and inflammation is just not allowing that collagen to form or killing it off even faster. And so like what you're saying, the ingredients in your product here are warding off inflammation or preventing inflammation. It's going to help your brain. Like you said, you were back to work, you had energy again. And I also have to say, I'm so sorry you went through that. Like, one with the birth,
I then had a son last year, and that all went very well, so it all kind of cancelled.
You had a son last year?
Yeah.
What? Awesome! Congratulations!
I was like the world's oldest mother.
I had a baby. I have an 8-month-old, and I'm 41, so I get it, you know. But God bless, because now I'm like, I don't know if I can handle another.
No. Well.
There you go. It goes to show. Healthy bodies. Yeah. Lots of energy. Yeah.
No, it's crazy, because if you think about, like, since the rise of technology, like, we're human beings, and we've been kind of ramroded with technology 24/7. And it's like, how do we keep up with the pace of that? Keeping up even with the pace of modern life. You know, our bodies are not meant to handle that.
Yep.
That's why, you know, in the Victorian age, that was actually when we had the biggest life expectancy, because we were eating like 5,000 calories a day, but we were burning them off. And we were active, and we were eating unprocessed foods. So it's kind of like, that was where we need to get back to. But, you know, technology and having to be accountable for all this time and to go at this crazy pace, that increases our inflammation as well. And the fact that we're eating processed foods that are masked as healthy, that increases our inflammation. So there's so many factors that increase our inflammation. And that's why it's so pivotal to take a supplement that has gone through the same process as a pharmaceutical drug and has been peer reviewed. And not just the generic version been peer reviewed, but that particular brand that you're taking. And, you wouldn't take a pharmaceutical drug that had not been peer reviewed. Nobody was you were not going to take
so why would we take
COVID vaccine
that
AstraZeneca said it's safe. You're not going to trust them because they're going to make millions, billions from it. You want to wait for the peer-reviewed evidence to come in to prove that a team of independent doctors, that it's safe, it's effective, what dose, any side effects, all of those things. So if you want a supplement to work medicinally, it needs to be peer-reviewed. Different if you're taking a multivitamin because they're often very simple molecules, and you're just you just want to fill a deficiency. But for something that takes you beyond the diet, so a true supplement like Lyma, you need to know that it's going to work, that it's been validated in preclinical and clinical trials, and that you don't have to hope it's going to work. It's going to work. And that's the difference between Lyma and the rest of the market.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really set you apart. And that's amazing that it is a medical grade and has been tested. Can we do a quick breakdown of some of the ingredients too? Because we're science-backed podcast. I love talking about it. I think a lot of our fans know what turmeric is an anti-inflammatory or curcumin, vitamin D, what that's going to do while we're lacking vitamin K, and maybe the ashwagandha root. So I don't think we need to hit those ones. I mean,
well, turmeric is an interesting one because actually a lot of the organic turmeric is a placebo. You'll never get an active level into your plasma because your body can't absorb it. And then you get another, the whole raft of water-soluble turmerics. But what the brands don't tell you is that the majority of the ingredient is made up of the carrier system that makes it water soluble. So it leaves like negligible amounts for the curcuminoids, which is not enough. So there's only one patented form of turmeric that genuinely will get an active load into your plasma of the curcuminoids, and that's hydrocurc. And that's the one that's in Lyma. So it's interesting that lots of people jump on the back of a health fad without really knowing whether it's going to provide a medicinal benefit. But we've got, I mean, you mentioned keratin. We've got, so you mentioned collagen, but we've got, I mean, collagen is a tricky one because it's not really ever been proven in a supplement form. However, keratin is different, and much of the keratin industry is actually made up of chicken beaks and chicken feathers, and they don't have the same amino acid profile as humans. So they don't do anything, they just pass through the body. But and it's very, very difficult to get keratin into your hair, skin and nails. If you put a strand of hair into a glass, it will never dissolve. And that's how difficult it is to get keratin into your hair. But there's a particular brand called Cited HNS, which is a hydrolyzed keratin that's been designed it actually comes from sheep's wool, and sheep have the same amino acid profile as humans. Wow. And so it's really, really effective. So there's that. There's a lycopene, which is a powerful carotenoid, and that's an amazing anti-pollutant. There's an incredible ingredient called Afron that's a validated saffron extract, and it's the only validated saffron extract in the world.
What does that do?
So that's incredible for mood. So what it does is it increases serotonin in the brain, but it gets into your system really quickly, and it's non-addictive, and it's incredible to enhance your mood. And there's actually been some really interesting studies done on people who want to come off antidepressants. There's so many symptoms that go along with antidepressants. It's really, really difficult to come off them. But studies have shown that by taking this particular saffron extract, it means you can come off antidepressants without the symptoms, which is incredible. There's cognizin, which is a really pure form of citicoline, which feeds your brain membrane and makes you think sharper.
I need that.
Well, we all need
with
it.
3 kids and a newborn, as you know.
Either take Lyma or just get a nanny.
I have both. I have both. Yeah.
So yeah, there's 10 ingredients. There's another ingredient called levogen that's like on another level to CBD. It's not CBD because there's a lot of issues with CBD.
Yeah.
But it's a natural molecule that's already found in your body that works on the endocannabinoid system to really, really reduce pain and help your sleep cycle. It's also an amazing immune support as well. So, but it comes with no side effects. So there's 10 ingredients and they're all, as I say, that they've all been patented, they've all been peer reviewed, and they help with stress, focus, mood, sleep, and beauty.
Yeah, I was going to say, in aging, in the sense like you were talking about the pollutants and just kind of like pro-aging, preventative. Yeah, on all factors of what we're going on in our society nowadays. You've really hit upon all of that. So how long do you feel like once you take these supplements here, and for the video guys, I'm kind of showing them, just a normal supplement here, and with a beautiful packaging, I say, which you can also, you save this and then it comes in a little package and you can continue to put it in here. So it's so pretty, like on your end table, in your bathroom, wherever, in your kitchen. It's this pretty brass bottle. But how long until you feel it immediately and then kind of like over time? And I'm just going to take
an interesting one
while we're talking about it.
I've got the packet here.
Oh, go.
I mean, there's no such thing as fast health, and anybody that tells you, you're going to wake up and feel amazing the next day, there's obviously some stimulants in it or something like that.
There's been, too many years prior to, I think, too much repair sometimes. Yeah.
In Lyma, there are no stimulants and there's no sedatives. So it will really help you with your sleep by reducing inflammation to help you stay asleep during the natural sleep cycles that you have during the night. But it is life-changing, but you have to stay with it for 12 weeks. Yes, you will feel some benefits after 4 weeks. Like after 4 weeks, you'll notice that your nails go really strong and hard. You'll notice that your sleep is better like 6 weeks in. Some people it's before, but all the clinical trials that have been done on Lyma have been carried out for 12 weeks. And, if they'd have stopped at 8 weeks, they wouldn't have got the full benefit of the results that we know that we can achieve. So it's a matter of taking it for the 3 months and then you just carry on taking it. If you stop taking it, you'll go back to the way that you felt.
And I mean, come on, that's like such a short period of time in your life when people, Oding and Beauty brand too, like we'll have a customer that like a day later emails us. And I'm like, hello?
Yeah. Facelift.
Yes. Thank you. It takes like 30 days if you're in your 20s for a skin cell to renew, let alone, and who knows nowadays how what we've done is slowing even younger and younger what our turnover is. And that's just our skin cells, let alone all of our other cells. Yeah, they can turn over, but it takes longer. So 12 weeks in that amount of time, like I think I should stick to any pattern for 12 weeks to really see a change.
It's interesting because 12 weeks is really your hormonal cycle works off a 12-week period. So, it just makes sense that is that's the benchmark of most clinical trials that are done for that period.
The Keep It Simple Sexy podcast is brought to you by KO Body Care. So tell me if this sounds familiar. You have a ton of high-end serums and creams for your face, but nothing of the same quality for the skin on your body. And that's where my company, KO Body Care, comes in. Our skincare products are made with the same powerful, transformative ingredients as luxury facial products, but they're formulated just for the skin on your body. The same goes for our supplements. We use only the highest quality, clean, plant-based ingredients that help your skin glow from the inside out. My 2 current firming must-haves are our concentrated firming serum. It's our award-winning total body serum to firm, tone, and deeply hydrate topically. I love to add it with our Skin Perfect Next Gen Collagen. It is so much more than just a marine-based collagen. It also has hyaluronic acid, phytoceramides, trace minerals, antioxidants to protect your skin, boost your collagen elastin, and help your skin glow from the inside out. If you're wanting to learn more about KO Body Care supplements and skincare, head to kobodycare.com and use KISS20 for 20% off your first purchase. That was your supplement, and that's what you had launched in 2018. Now, you took a conscious sidestep from the brand's debut supplement and to create a full-on medical device. And these are like the two products that you guys have right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is incredible.
Has also blown up. And I'm going to say it like these, these things are there like a little bit more of a pretty penny in the sense of the supplementation, because you're getting medical grade, same thing, an at-home laser, but the quality of a medical grade supplement and now the quality of an at-home laser, people. I mean, yes, we'll touch on like, there's like LED lights at home, there's microcurrent, but this is an at-home laser. And to go on your website and really look at like, you have a little chart to show you what layers each treats and kind of compare them to you. I've been using this. I don't even want to get into it. I want you to kind of describe the science too, but I will say, just to preview this, again, this is like a 12-week protocol on this for your science. And as a mommy, I had a newborn, she was colic. So I didn't even have time for at-home treatments, like anything for, I don't know, months. Now, finally, I have about an hour every single night where I'm holding her, and I get to do this because I'm just sitting there holding her. One, it's silent. I couldn't do the other loud kind of treatments because they would wake her up. No. So it was silent. My husband actually puts it on the end table for me. He's so sweet. He like sets it up while I'm putting her to bed and I get to hold her. But I have absolutely seen the changes. I think I've been doing it now probably 6 to 7 weeks, and it is nuts, the changes that I have seen. We'll get into that.
Crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah. So I'm really excited.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, so now tell us about what led to this. Let's say what led from supplements to this next.
So basically, the guy, Professor Paul Clayton, who was the guy that I met in Geneva, he actually came on board, and he is our scientific lead. And he was in Germany looking at a 62-year-old man's knees that had been treated with low-level laser therapy to rebuild cartilage inside one of his knees. There's like a whole team of doctors in there, and they were all looking at the x-ray, and he was looking at the other end of the room because the skin on the knee that had been treated looked about 20 years younger than the other. And he was on his phone. He was on his phone, like thinking, it was like a light bulb moment that he had when he realized that the entire at-home beauty device industry was just LED, and LED is a bulb. It's there because it's safe. It's not the most effective protocol that you can get, and this little laser is 100 times more powerful than near infrared LED. And the difference is because this is a laser light, so you all kind of know what a laser beam light is. And it's like a needle, and anything that it penetrates through, it just penetrates through dense surface like the skin without losing power. And the difference is LED is a wavy light. It's a coherent light source. So when it hits a dense surface like the skin, it just bounces off the surface of it. It can't penetrate through the skin without losing power. And the way this laser works is super clever. It's completely painless. You cannot feel anything. But inside of here is a super powerful, super hot 500 milliwatt near infrared laser. And actually in the prototype phases, when we were building it, if you take the internal diffuse lenses off, if you place it on top of a credit card, it burns a hole in it in a few seconds. It is a mega powerful laser. Oh no, but wait for this. The genius part of this is the internal diffuse lenses, and they disperse the central laser beam 25,000 times over the 3 centimeter lens. And the fact that the laser beam is dispersed so many times removes all the heat from the laser. So like you can put this laser on your
Yeah.
skin, you will not feel it at all, I promise you. So it's completely cold. And
You
it's
don't even
also,
turn red, guys. Yeah, you don't turn red.
you
There's
can
no
look at it,
aftercare. There's no heat. Yeah, so yeah, like you can
you
hold, and yeah,
can
go
look
ahead.
at
She's
it.
putting it by her eyes. Exactly.
It's got retina protected technology inside,
Yeah.
so you can really treat around
Under
the eye.
eye. I've
Yeah,
been doing it like the lips because they start to
the lip.
age, you know,
Yeah,
and then same thing with the eyes. It's just like, okay, my jaw was falling first, but then my eyes were. And I was like, no, everything. So now to be able to do that upper lid where you're kind of picking it up to do the eyeliner. I mean, and also that tissue is just so thin. The neck, obviously, too, but the tissue
the
here
neck
is
is
so thin.
brilliant.
So it's amazing to be, you in the past, you couldn't even put eye cream above your eye without getting really
No,
puffy.
no.
So that's one place where I said, yeah, this is, I don't think we said it this way too, but this is the first clinical grade cosmetic laser FDA cleared for at-home use.
At-home use. Yeah, so it's
There's
a
nothing like
totally
it.
new category. There's nothing
Yeah.
like it. Um, and the way it works is not by damaging your
My ear,
skin.
putting it on my ear.
Oh, yeah,
Because
earlobes
those
are a good
age.
one. Yeah, they do. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
but no, it's just so incredible. The way it works is it actually genetically switches off the aging process in your skin without damaging a single cell. It's a genetic switch that happens in your skin. And
Wow.
it's a medical grade technology. So we know it's totally safe.
Yeah,
We
can I
know,
ask about that? So like lasers, and I kind of mentioned this in the intro, like I've had treatments because I've been in the industry working with plastic surgeons for 20 years, right? So you try things out and they have damaged me in the long run, you know, because we didn't know how to use them sometimes inappropriately or the technology or whatever.
so
So
that's
how is
different.
this laser though different than like the laser kind of treatments? And I know that's very generalizing, but they tear down and this one is not tearing down.
So
Like that one breaks
what,
down. Yeah.
yeah, so what they're doing, what those in-office lasers are doing is
Mhm.
they are creating damage to your skin to stimulate collagen growth. This is not relying on we're not using the heat of the laser to damage anything. We're
Ah,
using the cold light, the color of the laser, the near infrared. We're using the color, the wavelength to
I get it now.
stimulate renewal. And actually, it's not a new technology. Low-level laser therapy was discovered in the 1960s, and it's been used in hospitals ever since to deal with issues primarily that were going on beneath the surface of the skin. And it wasn't until Lyma that anyone had managed to engineer that technology to be totally safe to use at home. So yeah, it's totally different to LED. The red light that you see is just an LED. That's to tell you that the device is switched on. The laser is near infrared, so it's invisible to the human eye. It's just inside there.
Ah, oh, I love it.
So yeah, people think it's a red laser. It's not. That's
Yeah.
just the red LED tells you the device is switched on.
That's smart
Um,
thinking. People need like these like little, you know, cues to
no.
really think that things work. My degree's in behavioral psychology, so there's a whole side to that as well. So then I mentioned the 12-week protocol, and you mentioned that with the supplements as well. I'm imagining this was also tested for the 12 weeks because I do know your protocol is saying like test it for 12 weeks. I had an amazing Zoom too with I'm guessing she's one of your lead trainers, Kat Roberts, I believe. And
Yes,
she was
she's
over in
American. Yeah.
London and went through all the tips and tricks with me. So personalized. But she was telling me, you know, you can kind of blend and rub, and you can go into this to help your skincare penetrate or just hold it on to certain areas. I'll
Yeah.
preface it also by saying, like, in the areas that I've been holding it, like my fine lines, especially where my jaw is dropping, which is heavier. I mean, they've dissipated so much. In other areas, the melasma, that's going to take a little bit longer to treat. So go. Yeah.
It kind of, everybody's skin is different, and there's not a one size fits all approach to this laser. It depends what you're treating. If you want to increase skin elasticity, yes, it is a 12-week program of you using it every night or every day, for a certain period of time. That's to treat skin elasticity. And you can either hold it over each section of the skin that you want to treat.
They said
or
about
you can,
3 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Or
each
you
area.
can just slowly glide it, whatever you prefer. If you're treating pigmentation, you just hold it over each section of the pigmentation for 3 minutes every day. So make sure that the lens is touching the skin, and you do that for 3 minutes every day. And you'll notice after like 6 weeks that it's dramatically gone. But again, it depends on the pigmentation. If you're using it for scars, it depends as to whether it's a keloid scar or just
how old it
little
is, I'm
scar.
sure, too. Yeah.
No, the age doesn't really matter. It's more, is it a keloid scar or a hypertrophic scar? If it's a raised scar, it will take a lot longer to go. If it's a non-raised scar, I mean, I used it after my C-section, and ironically, a year later, my new scar looks way better than the original scar that I had for my daughter in 2012. So it's skin is so personalized. It depends how old you are. That, if you're a woman or a man in your 70s that wants to treat certain conditions, it's a slower process than if you're a woman or a man in your 40s or your 50s. So
but still, you kind of go into it on your site too, that, I mean, with anything we talk about, it takes time, and you talked a little bit about the LED light, but the microcurrent as well, like both of those, like you said, they're so superficial, the LED,
well,
the
microcurrent is basically just putting energy into your skin, I mean, and yes, it will give you a lift, but a few hours later, it'll just go back to what it was. It's not going to rebuild your skin.
And does this go down to the muscular level too? Down below?
This is a medical, this goes all the way past there because it's used to treat medical conditions beneath this. Yeah. But this works in a different way. So microcurrent is just putting energy into your skin. Energy doesn't mean to say, energy is one element that you need, but you need a whole other set of parameters in order to rebuild skin. You can put a microcurrent device onto your skin for ages. It's not going to change it. It might give it a lift temporarily. And that's because it's increasing ATP. But ATP is just a measure of metabolic energy. It's like a calorie. And not all calories are equal. You can have a calorie from a chocolate bar, and yes, it will give you the same calories, but it's not going to give you a health benefit outside of the calorie. Whereas, if you think of the ATP that's created through the Lyma laser, that's something that will genuinely rebuild your skin from the base layer up. I mean, I've had no work done at all, and I'm 50, and my skin is as good as it was in my 30s, and it wasn't like that before I started using the Lyma laser.
I'm sure. And you're probably amazed every day too at how it just continues to work for an at-home use.
And my neck was the thing that gave my age away more than anything. It really upset me, my neck. I didn't want to have any surgery or anything like that, but my neck was the thing that was like, oh my God. I was wearing scarves in the summer just to cover it. And using the Lyma laser, my neck is the same as my face. It's brilliant.
Gorgeous. She looks gorgeous. There's nothing. Yeah. And I think that that's something about it too. It's like, even if you go to the doctor and they do intense laser, or they're going to do like a facelift, right? Because I was getting to the point too where I'm like, well, this is going to be on the list in however many years or whatever, because things are starting to drop so much. There's a quality of your skin that completely ages you. And what I think, it just in the 6-7 weeks that I've been using it, it's the quality of my skin. It is so plump. especially in the areas where I have my fine lines. Like this was dropped so much. These were so much deeper. If you guys go into the video, I'm just looking at my jawline and my cheek line and smile
No,
lines.
it looks
and stuff.
amazing, I have to say.
Same thing. Like, you know, the eyes, like I can tell they were so much more droopy, and that thinner skin, like I don't have to lift them as much anymore. I'm starting to do the work underneath the neck because I wanted to start in one area. Move rosacea. I've always had thinner skin. You know, even in my 20s, I had broken capillaries here. So I'm excited that something is there that's going to actually work to really improve the quality of my skin. And then lastly, I think the melasma, you know, working on that as well. You also have your skincare that goes with it. Can you explain, you have your Glide and your spray, but it's something, you know, the oxygenation, it helps to improve, I've heard.
So they are incredible products. So everybody knows what an oxygen facial looks like.
Yeah.
You know, you can see the oxygen go, you know, it looks like smoke. The oxygen, it's very dramatic. But the problem is that your skin is meant to keep gases out. So the oxygen can't penetrate into the base layer of your skin.
So we're wasting our money.
Well, no, it gives you a glow. It gives you a glow on the surface, but it can't do anything to like rebuild your skin at the base layer. So in our products that we have to go with the laser, it's bioavailable oxygen. So it's oxygen that's bound with water because your skin can suck moisture in. So that is a medical grade oxygen. So you put the mist on first, which will blitz your skin with oxygen, which increases circulation, makes it go really lovely and plump. And then you put the Glide on, and that's bursting with more bioavailable oxygen. And it's also got supercharged hyaluronic acid and glycerol. So it's like plumped, it's packed with everything to really plump your skin. So if you use that whilst you're using the Lyma laser, it basically gives you like a supercharged oxygen facial whilst you're using it. So
and you can use your own skincare if it's like a really light skincare, maybe some of your serums.
You can use anything
too, right? To help drive them in.
You can use it. You can use it above makeup. You can use it above sunscreen. It makes no difference. So there's nothing really that you can't use it with, because everybody's got their personalized skincare. You know, you've got your favorite. Some people like to use it with an oil. Some people don't want an oil because it makes them have a breakout. Yeah. So, you know, skincare is so personal. And I think it's just really important to have a tool that will work with anything really. Yeah, you can use the Lyma, you can use the Lyma products and they will give you like a red carpet glow. But, you know, you might just have your own products that you want to use, in which case it works really well with those.
Yeah. Well, I also want the oxygenation, but I think it's great that, you know,
the oxygen.
It's really important. And then throw that on as well.
Oxygen, your skin loses about 60% of its oxygen by the time you hit 40. So it's really important. And like oxygen is the oxidant that kind of helps the nutrients carry across the skin. It helps eliminate waste products. So oxygen is so important for your skin. And to have it at the base layer, to suck it all the way into the base layer, it's just going to like blitz your skin with a load of goodness that it couldn't have had without it.
I mean, you're just doing such tremendous things in the wellness and beauty industry, Lucy. Did you ever imagine that you'd be in journalism, public relations, have a baby, and it would just totally transform your life into something else? Like, did you ever envision this for you?
No, it was never on my life plan at all. And it just goes to show, because if I hadn't have been so ill after I had my daughter Zara, I wouldn't have been in Geneva, and I wouldn't have met Paul Clayton, and I would not have launched Lyma, and we would not have changed tens of thousands of people's lives with our products. So
not so chances.
Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, everything happens for a reason. It was fate.
And I'm glad that you I'm glad that you took charge of your own wellness, and your mom helped too. It was like, let's go.
I know. Thank you for taking me to Geneva, Mom.
Mom's always
no, exactly. You know, I missed her out, but She'd have not taken me to Geneva. I would not have started Lyma. So thank you, Mum.
Yeah. And some of the scientists really think out of the box, like Dr. Clayton too, and seeing things and saying, how can we provide this for everybody? How can we take this home for everybody?
And Dr. Graham Glass as well. You know, he's such a genius in his field. He's like one of the world's leading craniofacial surgeons and plastic surgeons. And he's such an incredible visionary for the Lyma laser.
So do you guys have any other science that you're working on? You could
We have got like the most incredible launch happening the end of June. And then another one there. I can't say.
Yeah.
Can't say. But that is like supersonically exciting. And then we've got another.
Is it another step away kind of again? It's
another step away.
Cool. Cool. There's not really a brand like this. I mean, where it's just, you know, here, but I love it because it's all so advanced.
Well, you know,
You're hitting all aspects.
I just have a disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. Yeah. I did not formulate any of these. But we've got like literally, and I think this is also what sets Lyma apart from the rest of the market, is that our scientific team is unrivaled. They are not people in the beauty space. These are pioneering longevity doctors, plastic surgeons, dermatologists, you name it. They are at the top of their game, and they've all come together to really change the wellness industry with kind of clinic grade products that you can get at home that actually work.
It's amazing. You guys just killing it. I mean, like, and I'm so happy as, you know, your customer, your clientele, truly just stand above the rest with the supplementation, at-home devices. And I can't wait to see what is next, Lucy. And it's end of the day over there. So Lucy, it's
the day,
5 o'clock.
10 to 7.
I saw someone leave. Oh God, 10 to 7. Their team is working late. That means that she's got a great company.
Still people here.
Well, let's let her go home to her 2 little kiddos, because I'm sure it's been a long day. I really appreciate your time in speaking with us and breaking down the science. We absolutely love it, guys. Go check out them on Instagram. It's Lyma Life. It's Lyma Life. Obviously, you can just go check out the feed. It's all written there. Lyma.life/US for the United States or wherever you're located. I'm sure you can find it there. And thank you so much, Lucy, for
creating
this for all of us. I can't wait to continue on my Lyma journey here and see what's coming from
amazing.
You. I'm dating it in my calendar, waiting. Can I get on the wait list? I'm sure there'll be a huge wait list again. Is there a wait list yet?
You up.
Okay. Thank you, Lucy. Thanks for listening. Make sure you're subscribed and feel free to share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Have questions you need answered? Text me at 1-310-361-8697. Make sure you're following me on social at Christine Bullock, and have a healthy, happy week.